Hey, it's Heidi. Welcome back for another video. So, is your addiction affecting your children? Or do your children really know what's going on with you? Or are you really hiding it like that you think that you are? I remember one time I was doing a group where I was teaching at the treatment center, and I teach, dysfunctional family dynamics, healthy relationships, self-esteem, empowerment, all these different types of things. Relationships and dysfunction is my area of expertise, and the family dynamic. So one of the guys that was in the group, who, I'm going to change the details of him, obviously, raised his hand, and because I was talking about the impact of addiction on kids, and he was like, yeah, and in your marriage. And he goes, yeah, well, I disagree. I've been married to my wife, and we have two boys, and they don't know that I drink. Okay, they have no idea because I do it when they go to bed, and the bills are paid, and everybody's taken care of. So we're fine. I just need to get this buttoned up, go back in the house, and it'll be good. And I worried for him in that moment because you know what I knew for sure? I knew that he had no clue as to the impact that his addiction was having on his family. Why did I know that? Because while his family was experiencing his addiction, he was asleep for it. He was under the influence. So you can't possibly know the impact you're having on people if you're nobody's home. Ain't nobody home, okay? So my goal and intention was to help him see it more clearly so that when he went home after treatment, he wasn't blindsided by the anger, the resentment, and the feelings of panic or fear or waiting for him to relapse or living in the past or all the things that I know that people are confronted with when they go home to treatment unless they get really clear about the impact that this has had on the family. So I said, well, tell me about your family. He said, well, my boy is 16 years old, one of my boys, my oldest boy, and he is a football star, and he does great. He's good. He got straight A's. I can't be that bad. My boy is captain of the football team. And I thought, yeah, that makes sense because there is one kid in the family who is going to excel, not because of the addict or alcoholic, but in spite of, because that's how they cope, is by achieving, succeeding, controlling their own little world because they can't control the addict or alcoholic. And I said, okay, but they give the addict or alcoholic all their self-worth, right? Because then they think, well, I can't be that bad because look, my Lisa's an attorney. My daughter's a lawyer, okay? So I get it, right? But I said, okay, well, tell me about your relationship with him. He said, well, I used to go to his games, but I don't go anymore to his games. I said, well, why not? He said, because he told me not to come anymore. I said, well, why not? He said, because I guess I embarrassed him or some shit. I fell off the bleachers. My hip was hurting, and that's why I fell off the bleachers. I wasn't drunk. It's little things like that. I said, tell me about your other boy. He said, well, my other boy don't talk to me anyway because he's shy and he's awkward and he stays up in his room. He's got social problems and he plays on his video games all day. And I said, okay, I bet you dollars to donuts that has nothing to do with him being shy, but that's his lame attempt to try to get out of the mix because one kid in the family, that's what they're going to do. They're going to hide up in their room. They're going to play video games. They're going to get lost on social media or sleep all day or look like they're shy or removed from the family. But that's the lost kid. I mean, that's the kid that just feels like, you know what, my needs aren't going to get met anyway, so why bother? Why even try? So they just try to disappear and be invincible. And so, that's the reality. He had two of these boys who were demonstrating the effects or the impact of the addiction, but he didn't even realize or understand that's what was happening. My role was to help him see the light, to say, is it possible that your children are reacting to your addiction, that they are experiencing challenges, that they are wanting to, this is how they're coping. And I think, what happened for him when the light went on, and I said, well, how long have you been married? He said, well, my marriage definitely is not an issue. I've been married for 28 years. I said, that's great. How long have you been an alcoholic? 28 years. And you know what? There's a reason that woman stays in the relationship with the addict or alcoholic for 28 years. There's a reason that she does that. So I'm more concerned what's going to happen when you're sober and you go home to a wife who's used to dealing with you in a way that you're drunk, or she has to try to fix you or help you or rescue you or whatever, to focus all her attention on you. And when you're better, what's she going to do? Right? So do you see how addiction isn't just a solitary sport? You know, and that's what addicts or alcoholics think. Like, do you think like, oh, I'm just affecting me? Well, why is she pissed off? I'm only hurting myself. Honey, no. You hurt your Aunt Susie in Toledo, Ohio, who hasn't seen you in 10 years. That's how wide and far this spreads and affects other people. Why? Because they love you and they care about you. But to think that addiction just affects you is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, okay? Everybody's impacted. And if we don't look at the whole family as a whole unit and say, okay, how can we all put the pieces back together as a family? The chances for sobriety and success are very slim, because your family doesn't make you relapse, but I'll tell you what you'll do. You'll use them as the reason when you're ill-equipped and you're not working a solid recovery program. You'll go back home and say, well, that's why, because my family didn't support me, or because whatever. So know what you're going into and know how to handle it and know what to deal with. And if you're looking for more help around the family dynamic and how we can all come together and kind of as a team get a recovery plan in place and get some kind of support system in place for the whole family, then check out my family coaching over at lovecoachheidi.com or HeidiRain.com and send me an email and we can learn more about how to support you as a whole. All right, I love you. Take excellent care of yourself, and I'll see you really soon. Bye-bye.